as a government for Edo ready to do Ogbonge Collabo with Actors Guild to introduce film and acting for secondary schools. Obaseki na im tok dis one. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki don tok say im government know di value of di creative industry and dem go continue to support di industry. E tok dis one on Monday for di opening ceremony of di Actors Guild of Nigeria's Nollywood Actors Summit 2022 for di Victor Waifo Creative Hub for Benin City. E con still tok say Edo State na di cradle of African creativity and im government know di role wey art and film dey play for culture and creativity. Obaseki wey tok say di powerful culture of Edo State dey part of di areas wey dem dey look to boost revenue for di state, con still chook mouth on top di Benin Cultural District wey dem wan build wey go include museums, ogbonge space for actors, creatives and odas.
I'm truly delighted to welcome all of you to the heartbeat of Nigeria, Edo State, for your summit. As the chairman told you in his remarks, about a year or two ago, he paid me a courtesy visit with members of his new executive at that time. And on that occasion, tried to solicit our government's support for the creative industry, particularly for the Actors Guild. And I told him then, I said, look, you know, Edo is art, and art is Edo. We are the cradle of African creatives. So as a government, we understand and appreciate the role of the arts. We understand the contributions, particularly of film, into our modern existence. And if we have any aspiration as a government, is to go back and reenact who and what we are as a people, which is our culture and our creativity. And that our development, the way we see it, is going to come from the same values, the same ethos that led us to be what we were centuries ago. So I did assure him that government was going to support the activities of the Guild. That is why we moved very, very quickly, working with colleagues in Edo Jobs to create or to build this Sir Victor Waifo soundstage and creative hub. This is just one of the several steps and programs we have undertaken, and we are undertaking as a government to promote the economy of Edo State. For those of you who had the privilege to be with us during our annual investment summit at Laudaro last week, I did explain that for us, we have certain natural endowments as a state, which we must build on if we're going to leapfrog our developments into the future. And one of them is the power of our culture. We are fortunate that today the world has appreciated and realized the injustice that was done to us by the sacking of our empire and the looting of our works and the dislocation, cultural dislocation, which they created in its, in its sequel. So part of the reparations include the return of these prized artifacts back to where they were taken from. But we're not just looking at the returns in themselves of just bringing back all the objects here. We want to use these works as the Christians would say, a point of contact with our past, with where we're coming from. So that the younger creatives, the new generation of actors can see where the source, the fountain of their inspiration come from. So as a government, we have designed what we call the Benin Cultural Center. And this is going to be about a 30-acre piece of property around here from the city center. By the way, this property is also going to be part of the cultural center, which will include 3 museums, a lot of spaces for actors and for the creatives. It will include a pavilion which will serve as a storage facility for prized works, and also a research facility, because we've come to realize that very little research has been done on our history, and we see some of the scripts that you have utilized in producing some of the great works that you guys have been producing in the last several years, but many of them are not very well researched. And we believe that with a facility like that, we'll have enough resources and time to understand the facts of our past from the fiction. And for the interest of the young ones, we're converting quite a few of the properties around the neighborhood into affordable accommodation for artists when they come in for their productions.
Obaseki wey thank some stakeholders for Nollywood for their Ogbonge collabo, and this one can't give birth to the first Edo State International Film Festival. Come still promise say dem go dey give film producers wey come produce film for Edo incentives for areas like accommodation, security and other Ogbonge logistics.
As a citadel of arts, we understand what it takes to support the creative industry. And as a government, we will continue to do what we can. We want to thank many of you who have supported our journey so far. Let me single out the management of Rock Studios and Rock Television, who have, working with their colleagues, produced and directed over 30 Nollywood movies in this city, in this state, in the last 1 year. That collaboration has given us an insight as to what we need to do as a government to support you, the creative, in the creative industry, particularly actors of films. That collaboration led us to creating the first Benin International Film Festival, where we had over 100 entries from over 50 countries in the world. We know that in order for us to have you come here to undertake your productions, we need to support some of the activities. We know that from pre-production activities to its final stage is not cheap, and we want to make sure that we make it easy for you in Edo. So we are going to be providing incentives, we actually started, for actors who have decided to come and act and produce their movies here in areas of accommodation, accommodation, transportation, locations, security, and other logistics to enable free flow of shooting and cheaper rates of production for you, so that you can, because we want you to produce quality masterpieces for the world to watch.
Obaseki consider saying administration plan to produce between 5,000 to 10,000 software engineers from Edo State.
I did not appreciate and understand what technology has done to the acting industry until we had the first International Film Festival here last year. And we're grateful that as a government, we had some foresight that we cannot think of development, of creating a new economy without investing in digital. So for us, Edo is about culture and digital. In this area of culture, I have told you what we're doing in terms of creating the cultural district. In the area of digital, we are investing in a lot of our young people in the area of digital technology. Our aspiration is to produce between 5,000 and 10,000 software engineers and technology experts from this city. And the way we're going about it, as usual, is to have partners. And we already have signed up with 2 of them who have collaborated with us to build a Benin Tech Park. The 3rd cohort has been graduated from the temporary site of the Tech Park, and we have completed the designs of the permanent site of the Tech Park, which will house over 3,000 people of tech experts at any point in time. The Tech Park will also have animation studios that will support production. In addition to investing in people for technology, we as a government can proudly say that we are the state in Nigeria with the longest amount of fiber optic connections. Benin City alone has over 400 kilometers of fiber connections in the city. And the entire state today has about 1,200 kilometers of fiber connections to all the 18 local governments. By the time we finish, every major city and every local government will be connected with fiber in Edo State. The implication is that you can, from any part of the state, access your networks, your digital networks with stable connections and not via radio.
Obaseki wey tok say e wan make pipo remember am as governor wey transform education wella. Come still yarn di Actors Guild of Nigeria say di government go like join body with dem on top education matter. E come still tok say dis collabo go help dem create curriculum wey go attract students for junior secondary schools get interest for di film industry.
From our experience in the last 8 years, 3 things are very important in any drive to development. First is investment in people, because it is people that make things happen. So I have always said, if I want to be remembered for anything after I've left office as governor, I want to be remembered as that governor who transformed and changed the face of education in Edo State. My message to the Guild of Actors is that your greatest assets are people, particularly young people. Edo State government would like to collaborate with you in our transformation of our educational system. When we started looking at the problems of Edo, when I got in 2016, most of the young people did not want to live here. At one point in time, there were more than 30,000 young Edo boys and girls in Libya waiting to cross over to Europe. They wanted to be anywhere else but home. The whole world was castigating them and making fun of them. But they did not appreciate and realize that these were very unique human beings who were highly aspirational. That for a kid to say anywhere else and take a journey across the desert looking for a better life tells you that that child has a special DNA. And for us as a government, we acknowledge and recognize that and said the only way to help them fulfill God's aspiration for them is to now retool the educational system in the state. The educational system failed them, and that's why they were looking out for a better life. We then embarked on a total reform of our educational system, beginning from the basic school. We retrained the teachers. Today we've trained over 15,000 teachers, and we have over 300,000 children in our public school system who are now learning. So the collaboration we're seeking with you is that we want to begin to introduce our students at the junior school level to the creative industry in full terms. There is no reason why, as part of their time off school, they cannot come and help in your productions. whether they are helping you carry equipments, they are helping at sites, so that they can get introduced and have some knowledge and understanding of how the creative industry works, particularly the acting industry.
Emeka Rollas wey be di presido of di Actors Guild of Nigeria come throway salute give di governor for wetin e don do for di movie industry for di state and come still build di ogbonge Victor Waifo creative hub wey no oda state get, and dis one go help di tourism development for Edo State. E come still promise say di Actors Guild for Naija go help promote di growth of di Victor Waifo creative hub.
This summit is designed as a platform where practitioners, stakeholders, and technocrats converge to discuss the future of our industry with the aim of rediscovering the uniqueness of the acting profession, provide the enabling environment for practitioners to thrive, and help enhance its contributions to the creative economy. Today, we shall witness the best of opinions on ways to better the acting profession and set new agenda for the incoming national executives, which informed the choice of the theme for this year's summit, Impact of Digital Technology on the Acting Profession. We are in a digital age, and this has placed actors in unique positions to tap into the opportunities of the emerging digital economy, which emphasizes on new concepts, discipline, identity, and relationships. Acting in digital age requires adapting to new trends, understanding the standards and all the digital support systems. The digitalization will also help our drive towards social impact movies, not just to create job opportunities for our members, but also to help stimulate, inspire, and motivate positive attitude towards national unity and development. As the digital technology evolves, social impact movies can reach wider audience to inform and inspire change through engaging and reflecting the society. It will help unite people with its added power to help foster positive projection for the social impact movies is to begin to use the star power of members as a veritable tool to positively rebrand our dear country, inspire our people, expand the basic knowledge about the performances of key institutions, both public and private, and help change some skewed negative perceptions about them. I salute the dogged determination of the Executive Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, for his transformational achievements in Edo State. I remember vividly in January 2021 when I paid the Executive Governor a visit. I requested for an investment in film business in Edo State in form of a standard film village, which will help complement and boost the tourism drive in the state. And in less than a year, he has set up a world-class creative hub of international standard, what some of his counterparts have not been able to achieve in the last 8 years as governors. You may also know that a standard design of a film village is also in the offing, which the governor is working to see that it comes into reality. I commend you, Mr. Governor. With this standard creative hub, you have proven that culture and tourism is one of the major cardinal areas in your reform agenda, and it will surely fast-track the socio-economic development of the state and also complement the fascinating tourist attractions in Edo State. The Creative Hub is already attracting big film studios and reputable filmmakers in Nigeria, And I promise you that Actors Guild of Nigeria will also help to propel the immediate acceptance and accelerated growth of this creative hub.
Oluwatobi Odeshola, TMC TV News. Make una remember say your PVC na your power. No go sell your votes give any politician or political party on election day.